Nom de Dieu, de putain de bordel de merde, de saloperie, de connard, d'enculé de ta mère. It's like wiping your ass with silk. I love it.
Bonjour, mes amis. I guess I haven't done a personal update in a while, but let's get the more interesting to most viewers things out of the way first. YouTube's actually done something good in that people who falsely, manually claim against your videos, sort of bogus copyright claims and so on, can now get essentially blacklisted if they do it too much, and will lose the right to go after you, in essence, which is great. But most of the challenges to copyright don't come from manual checks, they come from automated checks. I have an ongoing problem with Fuck This Gay Earth, in that the intro that is Fuck This Gay Earth and uses the Universal Pictures fanfare, right? That fanfare keeps getting claimed. Not by Universal Pictures, but by a band that has used that same clip, that same audio clip fanfare, in their music, right? So they're claiming against me when I'm using it fair use, and they used it fair use. So if they had a claim against me, then Universal would have a claim against them. It's not in anyone's interest to pursue this, but it's all automated, and every week, just about, almost every week, the stupid fucking program picks up on it, and I have to file an appeal, and then a few days later, if I'm lucky, it goes through. Lame. So we need to do something about the automatic claims as well. This happens a lot with public domain video as well. Someone has used public domain video in their presentation for TV or something, and so because you use the same public domain footage, they claim against you on the automated system. And that's quite often, there's a Spanish company that does this a lot, and there's a language barrier, and quite often they never respond, or they just turn you down. And it's obvious that it's public domain, but you can only push it so far. The new strict rules seem to be having a weird but maybe slightly positive effect. I get demonetized, or at least partially demonetized, I wish they'd make the difference clear, pretty often, but on the videos where I don't, I'm almost always getting adverts now. So I think because some people have perhaps been pushed off the platform, or because demonetization is happening to a lot more content, the advertising that's left seems to be appearing on my videos. I'm sure other people who produce borderline or friendlier content are seeing the same thing. For the first time ever, yesterday, I queued up a Jeff Holiday video to watch, and there were 2 adverts in front of it. I've never seen that happen before, so I don't know what's going on, quite what combination of events, whether they've managed to restore confidence in the advertisers to come back, whether the supply of adverts is now bigger again than the demand, given all the people that have been knocked off of monetization and so on. But yeah, that's kind of interesting and better, I suppose. So I've been a bit absent on social media, and some people can be forgiven for worrying, I suppose, since I've said that me being silent on social media is probably an indicator of depression and so on. But I've actually just mostly been really busy. I'm helping out Rachel Haywire with her presidential campaign. She's in the primaries for the American Transhumanist Party to become their candidate. And it's an interesting opportunity to flex my video making skills, my old graphic design skills, my copy editing and so on skills. It's really fulfilling work, but a lot of it's time sensitive. Like there was a video for her 4th of July announcement that needed to be done like pretty much that day. so she's keeping me busy, bit of a slave driver, and there's no money in it, but it is really, really creatively satisfying. Hopefully some of this will translate to money in the future. Trigger Warning, the website triggerwarning.us has started back up, I should have an article out on that soon, and I hope to write more articles, kind of weird, esoteric, edgy stuff. There's an interesting article about the commercialization of Pride up there at the moment. Years ago, Elizabeth Hobson did a review of Old Fat Punks, which I wrote on there. That was before I worked there, so consider this a disclosure after the fact. Yeah, that could turn into something good, and that could turn into something profitable, potentially. I think there's more of a, joking aside, a radical centrist space opening up beyond the centre, as Rachel says. So yeah, I've been very busy with that. I've been tinkering with some other stuff in the background. In the meantime, I'm involved in the setup of a new mobile game thing. I can't really say much about that. That's the computer game project that I've been involved in. So I can... Revelation, it's an app. Not much in the way of news, I suppose. There's another shitstorm stirring in the RPG community, but I don't know how much there will be to say about that. Doesn't involve me, except tangentially. I'm trying to help someone out navigating that. Whether that turns into news, I don't know. We'll probably find out tomorrow, perhaps. So personal stuff then. Summer is a bad time for my mental health. June, July time is the anniversary of when I was first diagnosed and had to kind of give in and accept that I was depressed. It's been 12 years now. 10 years was a bummer. 12 years doesn't feel like anything special, but it's still 12 years, you know. My depression would be starting secondary school, which just goes to show, I suppose. Yeah, summer's tough. The heat's troublesome. It's good that Rachel's keeping me busy, because if I don't keep busy, then my brain turns on itself, right? It's like an immune system turning on itself. So I'm having to try and keep myself occupied, but I am burning myself out. But I can't stop and relax, or my brain will turn on me. So I'm hoping to keep busy until I can't do anything anymore, and hopefully by then the danger will have passed. Hopefully. Yeah, that's where I am with that. Physically, my health is actually a lot better. Since the end of April, beginning of May, I have been walking almost every day. 3 miles to start with. Now I've upped it to 4, and I've lost nearly 16 pounds. That's what, 7.25 kilos. I've stopped snoring as much. If you might remember, I had to go for a checkup because of problems with my breathing and my nose. Got a bone spur and a deviated septum. It seems to have helped my breathing. I think my posture's better. I've had less back pain. My calves are so muscular now. They're a bit too tight on some of the skinnier jeans that I have. So that's fun. Yeah, I do feel good, but it does feel like an hour out of my day every day. Exercising feels like too much, right? It feels like time stolen that could be spent doing something productive. It's the problem with exercise. I always feel that it's taking away from something else that I could be doing. But of course, everything that I do, work-wise, etc., is sedentary. So if I sit and work, I just get chonky. A wee bit chonky. And that's no good. But I still need to lose about another 20 pounds. It's disheartening when you're trying to lose weight, because you get this initial steep decline, and then it's much, much slower. And I'm well into the much, much slower decline now, which is why I've upped my walking distance and stuff. But I do feel better. And, I started out just doing 20 minutes, half an hour walking until I could cope with that easy enough. And this isn't just an amble, right? This is a march. You have to march. And I listen to music because I can't be alone with my thoughts, because that's like, locking a child in a room with Epstein. You know, it's just not a good idea. So I listen to music, and I think it really does help to have music with a good driving beat that you can kind of march to, because it's brisk walking that's good for you. Don't worry, I'm not going to turn to some kind of crazy health nut fanatic or whatever and preach. I mean, right, you're a nerd, you're probably quite chunky, you know, you just have to get up and move 20 minutes a day. You know, you don't have to become an exercise nut or set yourself goals and targets and so on like I have. You know, it's just I feel like I've got quite a bit I need to fix, so it's important to be disciplined about it. Normally I can only stay disciplined for about 3 months at a time, so I may abruptly stop trying to keep fit and well sometime next month. I finally gave in and got one of these fitness things, right? This really amuses me. The first digital watch I ever had, I think the first watch I ever had, was either a Casio or a Sinclair light up one. So you would, to see the time, you would have to press the button and it would light up like those old calculators did, right? In little red numbers, and you could see the time. And that was it, right? And that was what, 1980, maybe 81. I can't remember when that came out. The first sort of calculators and digital watches. How am I going to operate my digital watch now? Anyway, and now I have this fitness thing, Samsung eFit, right? And to see the time or any other information on it, I have to tap it. 30, 40 years progress, and we're back to tapping our watches to see what the time is. I don't know, just tickles me. I'm stupid like that, I guess. Yeah, so I'm okay. I'm coping. It's a rough time of year for me. I don't like the heat. I have reverse sads, I guess. The summer always makes me sad. It's a tough anniversary. I'm just trying to keep busy. But generally speaking, I'm physically fitter and mentally I'm managing. So you all know. I'm just busy. That's why I'm not on social media as much. And a little bit down, so that too. But nothing too bad. Zang.
Une manie de vieux garçon, moi j'ai pris l'habitude d'agrémenter ma solitude aux accents de cette chanson. Quand je pense à Fernande, je bande, je bande. Quand je pense à Félicie, je bande aussi. Quand je pense à Léonore, mon Dieu, je bande encore. Et quand je pense à Lulu, là je ne bande plus. La bandaison, papa, ça ne se commande pas.